Alexa Mills, welcome to Back to Byker.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you.
And you.
It's been a long time.
It's been far too long.
It's been
really,
far too
hasn't
long.
it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before we dive in, do you remember your first line? I do.
Oh, how
It's
dare you.
ingrained in my memory.
The car.
Yeah.
And I put my foot down and I
Yeah.
stopped the car and I said something about you're a loser, or did I?
Hey, waster, where'd you
Where'd you
go? Yeah. It was brilliant. We loved that at the time.
Yeah.
Tell me about how you first got into biker. Were you doing drama at school?
So yes, I was always into drama at school,
Mhm.
but also I was part of a theatre group
Mhm.
in Newcastle called the People's Theatre.
Mm.
And so I started doing shows from the age of about 10.
Mhm.
And then it was the whole family were part of this theatre. So my nana was an amateur director,
All right.
and costume mistress, wardrobe mistress. My
Yeah.
granddad built the sets. And I joined the youth theatre because my nana got me into it. We were really close.
Mhm.
And so I spent my life down at the theatre. If I wasn't at home or, in town or at school, I was at the theatre. And I can't actually quite remember whether I auditioned through the theatre group
Mhm.
or I auditioned through the school. One of the two, not entirely sure. But let's say it was through the drama school, the drama group I was in. And so I went to the Mitre and did all the workshops, which were petrifying because improv was not my thing at all. I liked a script. I could deal with a script.
Yeah.
Improv
I'm
was
the same.
petrifying, still is.
Mhm.
And so then did the screen tests and got down to, I think, the last 3 and didn't get it. And Leah got the part. It was for Leah's part. And then a year later, I was written to by Helen Gregory, who was the producer at the time, to say, could Alexa come back and audition again? And I'm thinking, oh, God, I don't want to get down the last 3 again. It was a burn, I really wanted to do it. Went through it all again and landed that part, which then was Harry's best friend, or became Harry's best friend. She wasn't our best friend to start with, but became.
Wow. I did not know that.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
And tell me about Nat. What was she like?
Nat, well, what's interesting actually is I've heard a lot of people on this talk about the fact that the parts were written for them, right? Which I thought I was special when I was told that this part was written for me, even though I had an audition. But
turns out it's a common thing.
And actually, I was written in as the bad girl.
Yeah.
She was horrible.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, am I typecast then? That's interesting.
Was she horrible? She sort of like really stuck up for Harry.
She did. Oh, she was very loyal.
Yeah.
She was incredibly loyal. After a time, I think you had to get to know her and warm up. It's a bit like me in real life, and then once you know somebody, she was fine. So she came in as this real awful. I don't know if I can swear. She wasn't very.
She was a tough cookie.
She was a tough cookie.
Yeah.
And I was Ollie's sister.
Yeah.
And Ollie was a monkey, so the pair of us were kind of this. Were sort of just appeared one day and weren't very nice.
Yeah.
And then what happened? So Harry, there was a storyline about Harry's dad because she lived at Lewes, didn't she?
Yeah.
And there was a storyline about how her dad won some money.
Yeah.
And gave it all to her. And his ex-wife came looking for Harry to get the money. And so at first, my character seemed very much like she was just after the money. She was just after this friendship because she wanted the money. And that was my storyline to come into the show. But actually, then they formed this friendship and, absolutely, she was fiercely loyal to Harry. And Harry was fiercely loyal to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They threw you in the deep end then with that storyline straight away. Like, 'cause when I started, it was a very gradual couple of series before I got going.
Yeah.
But that's a big storyline, first of all.
You say a big storyline. I never, bar getting a boyfriend, as you do when you're a teenager, and being involved in like the rivalry bits and bobs, I never really had major storylines. And I didn't mind that. It was actually quite nice because I was just sort of on the periphery a lot of it, just watching what was going on and getting involved in bits of it. But when I started, the storyline was very much Leah's storyline.
Right.
And I was just there kind of as part of it and trying to help her to understand that this, because she was switched on, helping her to understand that this woman wasn't here for the right reasons, and it was all a bit weird. And but yeah, she wasn't seemingly wasn't nice coming into it, but she had the right morals. Deep down.
And I like the whole friendship group with Nat, Harry, and Therese. And I was thinking the other night, what a great time it was on Byker when you had that friendship group. Ben, Greg, and Ollie, Karen, Sita, and Cher. It was like great times with Byker, wasn't it?
You on set was our real friendships, right? Because you could, outside of Byker, you couldn't necessarily form really, really strong friendships because you weren't consistently around them enough.
Yeah.
So you did have friendships that were tight, but actually at work, it was like it's so corny. It was like a big family. It really was. Everyone just had a giggle. We were just ourselves, and the friendships were just really easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember filming in the general room?
Yes.
A day in there. It was just like chaos, wasn't it? Like 15 cast members, all in their early teens, just complaining about the heat,
That's it.
not remembering their lines. They were just long days. The crew must have been so patient.
I mean, definitely. And it, because obviously on screen it looks like a huge room, right? It wasn't a huge room, was it? So it all felt like you were kind of sardines and you were all so close to each other. And to be honest, it annoyed me because the snack bar was there and I just wanted
yeah.
I remember thinking in between scenes and stuff, I just want to eat all that chocolate. How bad is that?
Let's talk about growing up on screen, because we were on camera for all of our teenage years, weren't we? Really? We were. All through puberty. How did you find that?
Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It was tough.
At the time, how did you find it?
Really hard.
Yeah.
Really hard, if I'm honest, because so I had awful acne. I had,
you and me both.
Greasy hair. They put me in kappa, for goodness sake, tracksuits, which didn't help. Scrunchy hair on top of my head. I had braces on my teeth.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't an attractive child.
And you feel self-conscious yourself at the time.
Really self-conscious. And I think not only that, not only were you on screen for everyone to see, you were also a teenager who was trying to find their way in normal life.
Yeah.
So you're acting these parts of these characters, but actually you're also a totally different character outside of that, trying to find your way. So yeah, I think going through and watching the series back with my husband now, he'll look at the episodes and go, "Oh, Alexa, that was a bold haircut choice. What were you doing there? Your hair was so dark, and and you didn't get makeup, right? You got concealer.
Yeah.
That is not makeup, my friend. That is just concealer." So I remember being in the makeup room and thinking, can you cover my spots? Which they did, brilliantly.
Might I add, when you're a teenager and you've got a face full of spots, going into a makeup room with those lights around, what a killer that is.
Worst
isn't it?
That could happen.
Yeah.
But also then you've got makeup caked on and it makes the spots worse.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't know this at the time. It really made the spots worse. Yeah. And there was nothing you could buy that would help with this, that would take the acne away. And yeah, I think I always wanted them to just make me look nicer. And they'd say, "Oh, well, we'll put concealer on." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Well, you had a glow up.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did. And I couldn't find that episode, actually, but I did have a glow up. It was horrific.
Look, you had a lovely haircut by the end. You had a bit of makeup on, yeah. Bit of mazzy.
Oh, that's great. I do remember at one point when I got old enough to have actual makeup.
Yeah.
Michael, who was makeup at the time, we went into town, and I remember all the older ones got to go and pick their makeup. And we went into town this one day, and he said, "Oh, come on, Alexa, you can come and pick your makeup." Well, that was, heaven. Let's go into Boots, pick up a basket, and have a field day. And so I was allowed to buy the mascara that I really liked. But as 13, 14, 15, you couldn't do that. You just got your concealer whacked on and off you go. And it was funny, though, because obviously I started wearing makeup from very young. Because once you'd been on set and they'd covered all your spots up, you were like, oh, this is nice.
Confident.
Right?
Yeah.
So then you go out into the big wide world, and for school, I'd then be putting makeup on at a really young age. I mean, it's not a young age now because they've all got makeup on, but then they didn't.
Yeah.
And I'd put makeup on to cover my spots, and people would say, oh, you look really orange. Why do you look so orange? I'm like, I'd rather look orange than have a whole load of spots. So yeah, makeup was a big thing. And as I got older and I got more, I was dead happy. Yeah.
You mentioned school there. How was school for you while you were filming?
It was tricky. I'm not going to lie. It was tricky. I think, you know, we grew up with this opportunity to do something that we really loved. I mean, put our heart and souls into, right? And getting that opportunity just never happens, right? We were so lucky. And I had to juggle this. I was very academic. I loved school. I loved learning. I loved English.
You were
I loved
a good girl.
drama. I was a good girl.
Yeah.
I was. So one of my friends now calls it habitual rule following. I was a habitual rule follower.
Yeah.
If there was a rule to follow, I would follow it. And so I found it hard doing school and biker and trying to form friendship groups because I'm really sociable. I love people. I like being around people, and I like having relationships that feel reciprocal and a nice balance, right? And at school, I think I struggled to find that. I had very good friends, but then when I started doing the show, that became difficult because I didn't know where I sat with them. And I think they probably then looked at me in a different way. And for 6 months of the year, I wasn't at school a lot. And so then when I did go back to school, I didn't know where I fit in. Because they'd all formed their friendships and their loyalties, and I was kind of this one that was off doing my own thing, and I found that hard to reintegrate, not just in those 6-month breaks, but actually just going back into school after having a day on set. Because some days you might just go in for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And then
the worst thing for me was if I had 2 scenes in the morning. And they were like, right, here's your taxi to take you to school. There was nothing worse than walking into school after a morning of filming because it was just like the attention was on you as soon as you walked in the building.
Yeah, and the schools didn't help with that.
No.
There was no help with that.
No.
And also you didn't know, I felt going into school, I didn't know what had been said about me. I didn't know if the vibe was positive. I didn't know if someone had told a story about me to somebody. And so I don't think I ever knew who my friends were when I went in.
Yeah.
Bar one, who was incredibly loyal. But yes, I struggled with the friendships for sure.
Yeah.
And that makes me really sad because I see a lot of my old school friends are all still friends, and they all still got the pub, and some of them even got married to each other. And I just think, it was so lovely. It wasn't the experience that I was able to have.
Yeah.
So my friendships came later in life from different directions, and that's fine. But I do wish that I'd managed to. I wouldn't give up what I did in it for a second. I really wouldn't. But I missed the opportunity of those strong friendships and those bonds. Yeah.
It is a funny one. Like Louis was saying the other week, it's a real tricky situation. Like you're having the best time with your group of friends, but there are other things that come with it at the same time as well to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. And we navigated all of that.
Yeah.
But we navigated it ourselves outside.
Not together either.
Not together.
Yeah.
We never talked about it.
Why? Because we were teenagers.
Well, I actually think it was because it didn't matter. Because once we got into the mitre, that was our place.
Safety,
that was where we belonged. We felt comfortable. We could just be ourselves around each other.
Yeah.
We didn't have to be anything to anybody bar where we were. And so I think it was just natural to be there, and you felt safe.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just around the kids, actually. It wasn't just the cast. It was the crew. It was the production team. It was the costume team and the makeup team. And we were just one big happy group of people who were doing everything that we loved to do every day.
I love the fact that we got to mix with grown-ups early on and like forge relationships and friendships with them. You don't really get that in any other situation.
No, you don't.
So
I don't know if you ever knew this, but I hope Keith, the cameraman,
Yeah.
watches this. I hope Keith watches this. So, in my first, because you asked about teenage-ness as well, right? So this kind of blends a few. The pond scene where me and Ollie were arguing about some money because our parents had sent us out to buy some potatoes.
Oh, right.
Right?
I don't remember this.
Yeah. So I had the money and I gave it to Ollie and I said, you've got to buy these potatoes. And he threw the money back at me and I threw the money back at him and eventually threw it and it went in the pond, right? In the garden,
Okay.
in the mitre. And I had to go into the pond to get this money out. And I was petrified about this because in the script it said Nat wades into the pond to get the money out. And I'm like, I can't do that because
what's in there?
It's not a good time of the month.
Oh, okay.
And I was a teenager.
Oh, but you were scared to say anything.
And I was scared to say anything.
No.
I was like, I can't wade into a pond. That's not going to go well. Okay, I didn't know what I was going to do. And anyway, the light side of that was that Keith obviously didn't know the month thing. But he started telling me that there was a Grove monster, right, that lived in the pond.
Right.
And he used to do this gurgling noise. And so while we were on set rehearsing that scene, he was stood there going like this, and I was petrified about it. Anyway, the script was rewritten, and I just had to put my hand in. Right? Perfect.
Yeah.
Loved that. But on the day, they shouted action, and Keith had thrown a chopped-off hand into the pond.
Oh, did he?
Not a real one. Obviously, that would be weird. But yeah, he bought this fake hand, or got it from the props team, and put it in the pond. And honestly, we were in bits. And it just goes to show those relationships with and I always promised I'd get him back, and do you know what? I never have. And I'm gutted. I still want to get him back.
Okay.
I'll get him on. But those relationships were just so lovely. We just giggled forever, you know.
Did you like being in front of the camera?
I loved it. I loved it. That was.
I always thought you were great from the start.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then you always knuckled down, like you say, with schoolwork and with acting. Did you continue acting after you left Byker?
I did for a time.
Yeah.
Not for. I did for a time. I was doing an awful lot of auditions, and I was, getting down to the last 3 or 2 or whatever. What held me back, really weirdly, and I've never to this day understood. I was doing a lot of auditions at Yorkshire TV in Leeds.
We had an Emmerdale audition together. Do you remember?
Did we?
Yeah. You drove me down.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't remember that. It was obviously memorable. So I was in Leeds all the time doing all these auditions. And I don't know if they ever said this to you when you were doing auditions. Can you do a general northern accent?
Yeah.
Did you have this?
No.
Every bloody audition. Can you do a general northern accent? I'm like, well, I'm northern.
Yeah.
And I can't make it general because northerners have very distinct accents.
Yeah. And
I never knew what they meant by a general northern accent. And I think it stopped me from getting the parts. And I think what they wanted was a twang of Yorkshire.
Right.
But they were never able to be specific
and
about it.
bear in mind, this is back. I mean, if it's for Emmerdale, then fine. But back then, Geordie wasn't as popular as it is now as well. So yeah, I understand what you mean.
So I never got those parts, but I was there for At Home with the Braithwaites and Heartbeat. Remember Heartbeat? Did so many auditions for Heartbeat. Hollyoaks, I went and auditioned for. That was the scariest.
Why?
I have never walked into a room with so many beautiful people in my life.
Yeah.
I'm sat there going, okay. And it was a great audition. It was good fun, but it was quite disillusioning. It was very Hollyoaks. Didn't get that one. In the end, I got a part in Holby City. So I did an episode of Holby City, which was brilliant. I really enjoyed that. And then I moved to London when I was about 18. So not actually very long after I left the show, because the anonymity in London was just brilliant. Loved that. And I got an agent, and I remember in between sort of jobs, I was just doing call centre, jobs to be able to fund the next audition. And I remember I got in touch with this. It was something maybe called the casting call or something similar to that, where you got an email every week, I think it was, that listed all the short films that were going into production. And I thought, oh, that would be brilliant just to fill some time, get a little bit of money. And so I emailed them and I said, oh, please, can I be added to the list? And they came back and said, oh, no, you don't have enough experience. And I said, oh, okay, well, here's my CV with my acting work on it. I did 5 years for the BBC. I was a TV actress, albeit, I was a child TV actress. And they still said no. And I thought, oh, goodness, what do I have to do? So I rang them and I said, look, I've given you all the information. This is what I've done. This is all the parts I've played and the experience that I've got. And they said, yeah, but you weren't in Les Mis, were you?
Oh.
Okay. No, funnily enough, I wasn't in Les Mis. A lot of people that get this, they've done West End theatre and they've, been there, done that. And I was like, okay, but a lot of the parts in this are for, short films and it's not West End, let's face it. But yeah, they wouldn't let me have it. So friends that I was working with at the time would give me a copy of it and I'd still get in touch. So I did a few things that way.
Right.
But yeah, it was very strange. And I think moving to London,
what brought you down?
I wanted to pursue my career further, and I thought that London was going to be the place to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'd done so many auditions up north and hadn't had much success. I thought, oh well, I'll go to London and I'll give it a try. But you go from being a very, very, not in an arrogant way, a big fish in a very small pond in Newcastle, right?
Yeah.
You move to London, you're like a tiddler in the ocean.
Yeah.
And it's brutal, it's ruthless, and if your face fits, you'll be in with a chance.
Yeah.
And I think for me, because I enjoyed school and I was academic, and it wouldn't have been enough for me to do dead end jobs, or what I deemed dead end jobs for me, to keep doing that just to fund auditions. I wanted to earn some money. I wanted to settle down. I wanted to have a family. I wanted to use my brain more.
So what are you doing now?
So now I work for a marketing communications agency. I'm a creative director.
Oh.
And I essentially help brands to tell their business stories more effectively. Okay. So I work with spokespeople for brands to help them present in the best way that they can on camera and on stage. And I produce video content for brands to tell their stories.
Oh, right.
So I'm still in it all, but just in a completely different way. Yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love working with people. It just that's me. Yeah. And I think if I wasn't going to act, and I think the resilience that we learned when we were younger, I think you can then apply in the rest of your life. But the resilience I had as an actress, I don't think was strong enough to make me into somebody who could go into the acting world and really I wasn't ruthless enough. So I'd go to auditions and I would be in a room full of people and I'd be sitting there going, oh, good luck, break a leg when you go in. And you knew that they were looking at you thinking, I really hope you fall flat on your face.
Yeah.
I'd be like wishing them all the best. And it was too ruthless.
I don't know, is that a Geordie thing as well, that they were like that? Because I remember early on in my career, I wasn't pushy enough.
Yeah.
And I've probably got a little bit pushier the older I've got.
Yeah.
Are we just a little bit more humble? I don't know.
Maybe that. But there's people from the show that you've done really well. I mean, you really have. And there's other cast members that have done incredibly well.
Yeah,
that
of course.
Definitely, you have resilience. You might be a nice person,
absolutely,
but you've got resilience.
I mean, I'm proud of every job on my CV, but for every job, there's 50 self-tapes that I didn't hear back from.
You didn't, and I've never had to do a self-tape.
Right.
This is quite a new thing.
Yeah.
I've never had to do that.
Oh, I love it.
That sounds interesting.
I love it.
So what, you literally just film yourself and send it off?
Yeah, but it's great. I love it because you get to send in what you're happy with. Because I know for a fact that in certain auditions that I've had where I've been in the room with people, I would hate to see them back because nerves eat me up.
Really?
Oh yeah, in the first audition because I want it.
Yeah. I know that's the tough thing. You do want it.
And nerves are important to a degree.
They are,
but they can sabotage you as well.
Do you know what? I didn't. I went to this audition for Heartbeat,
Yeah.
and it was for it was 60s girl group, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Said in the audition, can you sing a bit of a song a cappella?
Yeah.
And I sang like a James Taylor song.
Oh.
You've got a friend.
Oh,
And they were
right.
like, yeah, you're in like a 60s girl band and you're singing this like old man's song. I was like, yeah, no, I get that. It wasn't the right choice.
Yeah.
So I think in auditions as well, I found it was hard because improv wasn't my thing.
No.
You know, I wanted a script and I wanted to do it that way.
I've managed to avoid improv.
Have you?
Yeah. So far.
It's definitely better. But there were some people who could do that and do it so well.
And some people love it.
There were people at those workshops, kids at those workshops who were absolutely phenomenal.
A biker workshop.
Yeah. And I remember thinking, oh my goodness, you smash it, you know. And I thought, oh, I'll never get the part because I can't do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was funny, and you just ride off them, right? You just let them go for it and ride off them. Yeah.
Why do you think biker is still loved today?
There's a thing that, because it's nostalgic, I think it was very true of Newcastle.
Yeah.
It's very grounded. It's very earthy. There's no gloss to it. It's what it was. It was the life of kids in Newcastle. And you look at Grange Hill, and I don't know whether this happened, but were a lot of them from a drama school?
I think so.
And you know, we didn't have that. We were going through. We were pulled off the street ultimately. And I think it's that it was very authentic, and kids who were just given a chance to do what they love to do.
Yeah.
So I think it holds a place in everyone's heart in Newcastle, I think. Although at the time, kids in Newcastle didn't like the kids in Byker Grove.
So true, yeah.
They didn't like
Why?
them. They liked the Grange Hill lot. They loved them. They championed them.
Yeah.
But us...
Were they jealous? What? I don't know.
You can only assume, right, that it's you guys were going and having a great time. And
at the time as well, though, I sort of felt like we were embarrassing them a bit.
Embarrassing the rest
Newcastle,
of Newcastle?
Yeah. I got that impression that's how they felt, yeah.
I never got that. I thought it was more because we used to walk around Newcastle at weekends, right?
Yeah.
Just going shopping, spending a bit of money that if you were allowed.
If you were allowed, yeah.
And would go up into, remember, Monument Mall? Would go and sit at the top of Monument Mall.
For a jacket potato.
Yes. And the vibe from people in the street was very much, you know, some would be lovely, not many, but most would shout at you. Yeah. Right. And so I remember walking around Newcastle and being shouted at. They weren't shouting at me, they were shouting at you and Gary and Louis. And I found that really quite...
Full on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't like that.
You guys handled it really well.
Because let's face it, well...
You are so lovely to everybody, though. Like, even when they were mean, you guys were... Because we were representing the show.
Yeah, of course.
So you couldn't turn around and tell them to jog on.
Yeah.
You know, and that wasn't the kind of people that we were anyway.
Yeah. We were kids on TV. We weren't celebrities.
No.
So we weren't getting driven everywhere. We were going to get the bus.
Yeah.
And I remember I would just like sit on the bus and my head would go down. And I would just pray that no one was going to clock me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I remember going into Newcastle one day and I just I think I wanted to go to Boots. It was probably to get some acne cream.
This is the theme in today's podcast.
But I'd gone in and I thought, I just need to go there and get something, whatever it was. And I put a cap on, and I remember feeling scared. But I hadn't had anything particularly bad. But when you blended what happened at school and you know, being shouted at in the street, and then just to go by myself somewhere felt a bit scary. Yeah. I didn't like that bit of it. Loved being in our little bubble. Yeah. But outside of it was a bit different, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did you find that?
I just love being a biker. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were my people.
Yeah.
And I do wonder what my life would have been like had I not have got a part on Byker. Yeah. Would I have thrived at school, and my relationships with my schoolmates have got stronger. I don't know, but I just know that I felt like I fitted in better at Byker. Yeah,
and you wouldn't change it.
Absolutely not.
Everything that you've become now, you've become because of
the show,
and because of what we learned right when we did it, and those friendships that we formed.
What do you carry with you from the show today?
Other than Elnet hairspray,
do
you remember Elnet hairspray in the makeup room? That is my most
Carmex.
And Carmex. Oh, and when you had kissing scenes and you had to put Carmex on. Oh, we'll come back to that.
We'll talk about that in a sec. Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Elnet
hairspray.
Yeah.
In the makeup room.
Yeah.
That was the predominant smell in the makeup room, right?
Okay. I thought you were going to say like resilience. Wasn't that Elnet?
So sometimes even now on my dressing table, if I just need a bit of nostalgia, I'll buy a little can of Elnet. My fond memories were Joan.
Oh, Joan.
Joan and Andrea and Andrea.
Our chaperones.
Sorry, they made it. They didn't just make sure we were on time and all of that, which you weren't often.
Yeah.
They coached us through the whole thing, and they were
like family.
Oh, yeah, completely. And I think that my fondest memories are actually just of being in the holding room and being with them and being with the rest of the cast. And
I mean, Joan, from the start, because I started when I was 12, I just latched onto her.
Yeah.
And she was like a grandmother type figure, yeah.
But you guys got told off so much.
We were pretty naughty, weren't we? I didn't realise how naughty we were. But
so habitual rule followers sitting there where I'm told to sit.
We're all scrapping in the corner.
I don't even know where you were most of the time. Joan would say, where's Andrew and Gary and Louis? And
we just used to run off.
We'd gone.
Yeah.
We'd gone. And she'd be like, and then she'd find you, right? And she'd bring you back down into the holding room, and you'd sit there, and she'd go, do not do that again. And you'd go, Joan the chaperone. And she just absolutely corpse, and she loved you again instantly. Yeah. It was just it was like that grandmother relationship with her and with the other two Andreas, and they just they kept us right, didn't they? And I was remembering Frank, the bus driver, last night. Because we did some scenes at Clennell Hall, and Frank's bus was used in it.
Yes.
And it said AFM travel on it. And I was like, we even used his bus.
What was your favourite thing that you got to do on Byker? Going away to Clennell Hall? Did you get to go anywhere else?
I mean, Clennell Hall was just fun.
It was a fun one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
It was the character that was playing the Sergeant Major kind of Sam.
Yes.
And she came in on a motorbike and she took a helmet off, and then this curly hair sort of waved around.
I had to fancy her. Do you remember?
Harry got really
jealous. But I'm like, I was 13 or something, and I had to say a really flirty line to her. Yeah. It was so cringe.
It was so funny. I mean, it was just the giggle. All of that was just, everything we got to do. Yeah. The nightclub. I like doing the scenes at the nightclub because we actually got to work at night.
Yeah.
It was really good fun.
A night shoot was always fun and exciting, wasn't it?
Do you remember were you part of the sleepover at the Mitre?
I think I was, yeah.
And because the Mitre's haunted, right?
Yeah.
I mean, very haunted. And so we were doing this night shoot, and I remember just thinking, I don't want to go into any room by myself. And I'm sure you and Louis Gary were doing something to frighten everybody. But yeah, I remember that really well. But yes, kissing, Carmex.
Kissing, yes.
Carmex. I've got to hand it to you though, because as much as you were a bit of a rebel, and you snogged everyone, pretty much. We never snogged.
We didn't, did we?
You were very loyal to Ollie's character. Or I was just a munter and you didn't want to snog him. It was...
I don't think he's bothered about loyalty, Ben. I don't think he's bothered about that.
Well,
didn't I try to take you to the cinema with Therese and someone else? You were having me on.
Did you?
Yeah, you see.
Oh.
So
Well,
he tried.
He tried. I was going to give you credit
Yeah.
there for not being.
Yeah, he
Well,
tried.
yeah, you never fooled Ollie's sister. So, I think credit to you.
He just wanted to be loved, though.
did.
No. So earlier in the week, I asked for viewers' questions for you. Guess what? I've left them over there.
Oh, well, you didn't memorize.
They're here.
Okay.
Okay. So Fiona wants to know if you've got any behind-the-scenes secrets about Andrew and the other boys. Thanks for that, Fiona.
Ooh. Not that I can say on camera.
Okay.
I think is probably the best.
Fine, yeah, we'll leave that one there.
Yeah. Sorry. Give me a ring after, and I can tell you plenty.
I'm trying to think about any other secrets about the other boys.
It was more you were just rebellious, like you were teenage boys, right? And you were having fun, and it's just Joan was trying to control you. I mean, it was hilarious.
Yeah,
hilarious.
We were pretty naughty.
Yeah.
Simeon says, please can you ask Alexa what it was like working with Harry?
Oh,
Leah.
Oh, she always called you Andy Roo.
Andy Roo, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Leah's look. Do you know, actually, I was in touch with her the other day because I went up to Newcastle to visit family, and I went to a park, and the next day I saw a post on Facebook. She was at the same park, literally 2 minutes away from me, and I didn't see her.
Oh, man.
It was lovely. She was lovely.
Yeah.
She took me under her wing, right, because she got the part that I didn't get. Not going to hold that against her, because she was much more suited to that part. She really took me under her wing, and Leah had everyone's back. Leah was absolutely loyal, fiercely loyal to everybody, and she wasn't always there on time.
No, she wasn't.
And she wasn't always, if they said you've got to keep your hair the same colour.
Yes.
Between series, Leah would turn up
It would be green. She would come in with green hair.
Just go.
Yeah.
She was just. You just didn't stop laughing with her. She was just class.
We love Leah.
Absolutely class.
Emma wants to know if there was anything that happened on the show that you weren't happy with, maybe a storyline or wardrobe choice.
Oh, well, I mean, Kappa. Come on. It was interesting, actually. My husband said to me the other day.
I've had a lot of questions about that.
About Kappa?
Yeah, about that you wore trackies and stuff, yeah. Yeah.
Hair up in a scrunchie. My husband said we were sort of flicking through different episodes to sort of jog my memory of what I did. A lot of it I couldn't remember. And I'd gone from wearing Kappa, and then a couple of series later, I was in Adidas.
Oh.
Yeah. And Sean, my husband, said to me, "Oh, Alexa, you upgraded to Adidas." I was like, yes, I did.
But then you had a total style change, like 2-3 series later.
I did. Because she grew up. She got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the scenes where I first meet Liam.
Liam, yeah.
His character. I was still very much a tomboy. I was always a tomboy.
Yeah.
And then she obviously wanted to change her look and become more feminine and more attractive. And so the makeup, gradually, I liked that bit. The makeup started to come out. But yeah, she did have a style change.
I saw the episode recently where Liam and Greg were having the whole someone was after them and they got beaten up. And then you saw Liam in the corridor and he's got a really big black eye. And the makeup was like, wow, it was quite full on.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, there's no way this is going to be on kids' TV at this time nowadays, is there?
Yeah.
It was a lot.
No. It was a lot. But because he was in with, I think the storyline was he was in a bad crowd, and then he was moved from foster home to foster home because this guy was after him, which was the lovely Warren.
Yes.
He was down for the part of Liam. So he was on the screen tests for My Boyfriend coming into the show. It was between him and Pete. And then he came in as the bad guy. Yeah. I watched an episode the other day.
Warren was so not the bad guy in real life.
So we watched a scene where he chased after me, and I hopped over the wall at Byker at the Grove, and then he grabs my hair. Yeah. And he pulls me back, and I'm screaming. Yeah. And I I mean, we giggled so much. As soon as the camera cut,
Yeah.
it was hilarious because it just was not him.
No.
And he'd go, "I'm really sorry I pulled your hair." I was like, no, it's fine. This is acting. It's all right. And yeah, but he was lovely.
He was.
Lovely guy. Yeah.
Steph wants to know what your favourite storyline was and what your hobbies are.
Ooh, that's fun.
Alexa's hobbies, I think, not Nat's hobbies.
Not Nat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So what was the first one? Story.
Yeah.
So the way I left the show, right? So Liam had gone off to university,
Mhm.
and I was still at the Grove, and I think he was coming back from university to visit, and I dropped my purse somewhere, and I lost it, and I bumped into a policeman.
Oh, yeah.
Bumped into a policeman. And she took a bit of a shine to this policeman. And that was ultimately the storyline that would take me out of the show. That I'd met him, Liam and I had I'm sorry, I'm just not into
Did you
this
leave
anymore.
before Ollie?
I followed his taxi down the drive.
All right.
You know, did he leave after his wedding?
Straight after.
Straight after his wedding.
Yeah.
I followed his taxi.
Right.
Yeah, with my policeman.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so we both left then at the same time.
Did you say bye to each other?
Who, me and Ollie?
Yeah.
Nah, I wasn't that bothered about.
Oh.
No, he went off, and because I'd had a chat with Claire.
Yeah.
Vicky, and I
was
said,
like, Claire.
Claire,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, another one you snog. I'd had a chat with Claire, and I'd said, look, everyone's getting younger.
Mhm.
And it was true.
I remember, yes,
It was true
in the
real life.
marquee.
Yeah, in the
Yes.
marquee. And it was true everywhere you looked. It was younger characters,
yeah.
and it was their chance to come through and
Mhm.
and become the more grown up ones.
Yeah.
And I said, I think it's about time that I left. And yeah, I walked off into the not sunset, but behind Ollie's taxi with me policeman.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't realise you left with him.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Yeah. Have I left?
Fiona, no, I've done that one.
Oh, hobbies.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
going to keep you on track.
Okay.
Hobbies. Hobbies. I'm a mum.
Yes.
That is a massive hobby.
With a gorgeous family.
Gorgeous family.
Yeah.
My team. This is my team.
Oh.
Hobbies. I mean, mumming.
Mhm.
There's just nothing better. There's nothing better. Theatre.
Mhm.
Absolutely love.
What was the last thing you saw?
Oh, what's the last thing I saw? So I saw Moulin Rouge.
Mhm.
Saw Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, any good?
Really good.
Mhm.
Really good. I didn't expect it to be,
Mhm.
but it was really good.
Yeah. Love Vanessa Williams.
Oh,
Great.
just brilliant. But the other character in that, the other lead, that's not the main one, is just incredible.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of the National Theatre stuff I really love. They did the Chronicles of Narnia as a play, which is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, anything. I'll go and see anything. Yeah, that's my biggest hobby.
Laura says, if you could have played any other character, who would it have been and why? Not Harry.
Not Harry.
Just tried. yeah, that didn't work out.
I always wanted to do, and still there's an ambition in me, I want to do the comedy parts.
Oh, right.
Because I absolutely love that.
Right.
So it would have been someone maybe like Cher, or where they could
just two came to mind.
Just have a giggle and be a bit of the stupid one. I think that's what I would have. I would have enjoyed. Or Jeff.
Or Jeff. Why not? Yeah.
Could have been Jeff. Stick a beard on. Could have been. Yeah.
Dan says, my brother used to fancy her, and they ended up at college with her. Yeah.
My brother used to fancy her.
My brother used to fancy her, and then he ended up at college with her. He went to college with you. The brother that fancied you.
The brother that fancied me went to college with me.
Yeah.
Oh.
She also says that her husband fancies you as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's always nice to know.
But getting on to her question, she wants to know if, like Nat, you went through a trackies phase in real life.
Oh, obviously. And now I'm back in it.
Oh,
now.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, back in it now.
Yeah, as soon as you get home.
Almost most comfortable in my trackies and my hoodie.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. And actually, because I had an older brother who's 3 years, he's still around, 3 years older than me, I got all of his hand-me-downs. So I did go through a full-on tomboy phase that was probably around the same time that I was playing Nat.
Right.
So yes, I did. I looked, like a boy a lot of the time.
Have you enjoyed this? I have.
Loved it.
It's been lovely.
Amazing. Thank you for having me.
I woke up with lower back pain this morning. Now I feel 16 again.
Oh, well, there we go. You look 16 still. Still the young Leo DiCaprio, always.
We just went back to Byker.